everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I do truly appreciate it. And I got a package in the mailbox directly from one of my very favorite publishers, Walking God's Green Earth, and one of the all-time great people. That's Mitch Hall from Rapture Publishing. And yeah, I bundle, I subscribe, whatever he's putting out. I'm smashing them buttons, trying to make sure I get me a copy in the mailbox. And this one is interesting to me because, like many of these chapbooks that Mitch Hall at Rapture Publishing publishes, it's an author that I haven't read. And I don't know if this is bad to say, but this is from an author that I didn't even know existed. So it was win-win, and I showed you an unboxing of the last set of chapbooks, and it came with an ARC, an advanced review copy of this story right here called MAELSTROM by R.J. Joseph. And like I said, this is an author that I hadn't read, an author that I knew nothing about. And I'll go as far as to say I didn't know the author anything. I wouldn't be able to pick the author out of a lineup, but I did jump in. I jumped into that ARC, the short story of MAELSTROM by R.J. Joseph, and I found once again that I've got a short story author that I really dig. And I've never read any of her work other than this story. I did only the most rudimentary of background checks on the author, as in to see what other stuff has the author written. And that's where I found out a little bit about R.J. Joseph. Not much. I didn't do a whole lot of sleuthing, snooping, stuff like that. But I found collections of short stories and such that I need to go back and find and do a little more reading, because I read MAELSTROM, and it's a short story, and like most good short stories, they've got to hook you quick because they don't have that many words to get you in, get you out. And that's what she has done fabulously with MAELSTROM. And a brief review of MAELSTROM. I really like this story. It starts off a young lady named Sarah is writing to her aunt, September of 1900. She's taken a job in Galveston working for a widowed doctor, Dr. Johnson. And Dr. Johnson, widowed. He's a black doctor, works at a black hospital in Galveston, Texas. And he's wealthy, lives in this great big house, made a good life for himself, but his wife has recently died. He's acting somewhat morose, somewhat bereaved, and so Sarah has been hired to take care of Dr. Johnson's two children, young children. The daughter's 5, the son is a little bit older. I don't remember how old he is. A boy and a girl. The boy and the girl, they have these dolls. They maybe look kind of like, I don't know, a voodoo doll, perhaps. Not exactly, I don't know. It doesn't. Anyway, they got these dolls that look sort of macabre, a little bit inappropriate for kids to be snuggling with, a little bit scarier, a little bit spookier. And the kids refer to the dolls as Mama in different ways. And they talk about Mama coming back. And I don't want to get too much deeper into this story because it is a short story. Pretty quickly, you start to figure out what's going on. However, this story did trick me a little bit. I thought early on I knew what was going to happen, and I wasn't exactly right. So I'm not exactly the smartest knife in the drawer, but they got me. And it was a great story, though. At the end of the day, I really liked this story enough that I need to go back, find more of R.J. Joseph's works, and thank Mitch Hall for hooking a brother up with another great story from another great author. So, without any further ado, let's open up this bundle and take a look at these chapbooks. And I'm a fan of the chapbook format because I'm learning that good short storytellers are magicians. They can really get you a good story in a short form. This one is about 30 pages. I don't know, however long it takes you to read 30 pages in a short story format, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes for some of you, all day for others. But I'm really digging this, and I'm glad that I've been able to stay bundled up with what Mitch Hall is producing, and I've got some more cool stuff coming. But with the bundles, I end up getting a lettered edition, a numbered edition, and a signed art print. All of these will be limited. This we started off just randomly with our lettered edition, and I'll show you how some of the differences so you can see the artwork, and we'll compare real quick while we're here. We'll compare the art on the cover to from the lettered to the numbered. You can just see it's messed covered up, but you can see a little bit of the difference on how it's done. You still have the Chris Panettiere artwork, and it'd be the same illustration, but the lettered typically runs farther and is formatted a little bit differently. The lettered also often different type of paper, thicker, heavier, stronger paper, color illustrations, and hand-sewn bindings. So we'll take a look at all that. We'll start with the lettered first, and we'll just show you right here on our signature page, signed by R.J. Joseph, as well as artist Chris Panettiere. And my this special edition chapbook is limited to 26 lettered copies, all signed by the author and the artist. And you can see I have letter W hidden in there. You have to find the Easter egg, hand numbered. And you'll see that in the lettered you have the colored illustrations. The paper is thicker and heavier and a little bit different in color. So we'll try to show you this stuff up close as we go so you can kind of remember what it looked like. But just, you'll have to take it from me unless you want to try it out, how thick the paper is, how great this stuff is. Beautiful stuff. I love Mitch Hall's work. I love the chapbooks. I love the stories that he chooses. And for those of you who be reading this, I read the ARC, which is similarly formatted to the lettered and numbered editions, but that's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to be reading. We'll show you some of the features as we go. The page numberings on every one of these Rapture Publishing chapbooks, the numbered pages, there's always done in a creative way rather than just slapping a number. There's always a little bit of extra something, part of the story added in. So let me find some of these interior illustrations. I hope I'm not missing any. And if you know the story, you'll find the illustrations to be spoilers. Here we have a grave with an iron cage built over the grave. You'll notice, if you don't know the story, it'd be a real stretch to think you'd be able to figure out what's going on by some of them. But anyway, if you're so worried about such things, you'll have to close your eyes, darling. But here's where you can see the hand-sewn binding on the lettered editions. Literally hand-sewn. The stitching is, the color of the stitching is chosen at Mitch's whim. Sometimes he'll put up a survey asking what color should he do and stuff. But, Mitch Hall gets to choose some more of these interior illustrations. There are the dolls. I tried to describe that type of a doll that they're playing with. The hair on the doll, we'll find in the story, matters. It matters such. And I can't remember if there were other illustrations beyond that one, but I don't want to miss a thing. I think that was it. That was it. So a short story, 30 pages, and there's an illustration or two mixed in there. So a quick read, a tight read, a great story, and a great job by both R.J. Joseph, the writer, Mitch Hall, the publisher, Chris Panettiere, the illustrator. Now let's take a look at the limited numbered print that comes with these. So this print is a card stock that protects it in shipping and packaging and stuff like that. But this print right here, beautiful, thick type of a cardstock. I don't know what kind of paper it is. Signed by artist Chris Panettiere. Hand numbered. There are only 50 of these. I get number 50 of 50. So like Indiana Jones sliding under the wall at the last minute. I'm in. I'm barely in, but I'm in nonetheless. And then let's take a look here at our numbered edition. And you can kind of see so similar, only different as well. Before I do that, let's see what else is in this package. I glossed right over what it contained. Now I got it all taped up, but let's see what else is in our package here. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup, and the best part of unboxing a Rapture Publishing book is a note from my good friend Mitch Hall. Tim, thank you so much for all of your support. Jeff Con cometh. Cheers, Mitch. 55, a numbered card. And Jeff Con 1 will be this Saturday, December the 6th in Dayton, Ohio, Tennessee. Dayton, Tennessee. If you go to Ohio, you will not see me because I will not be there. But I'll be there. I get the chance to meet my good friend Mitch Hall, who I've never actually met in person, as well as many others. But here is the book-specific bookmark featuring that fantastic Chris Panettiere artwork. And the back, also, this relates to the book. Once you read it, you will figure it out. But fantastic stuff. It looks so good, so nice. I dig it. I dig it the most, man. Those are the cool things. Now let's take a look at our numbered edition. We'll see some differences. The illustration's about the same. It's formatted differently on the cover. The paper, I can tell just handling this thing, it's a little bit thinner, a little bit more flexible. You'll see our signature page. The paper color's a little bit different. The artwork is not colorized on the numbered edition. You see mine's number 55. Again, signed by artist Chris Panettiere, author R.J. Joseph. The numbered editions are limited to 250 copies, and I believe there are still some left on the Rapture Publishing website. I'll put a link in the description, unless I forget, then I won't, but I'll try to put a link in the description so you can go buy up whatever Mitch Hall has. There's not a dud in the bunch. Fantastic curation of stories. Here is our illustration, one of the illustrations here. Just kind of showing you a little bit of the difference. The paper's a little bit thinner, different color. When I find the center of the Tootsie Pop, I'll show you how the binding, how they're bound slightly differently. The numbered is stapled, where the lettered is hand sewn. Just cool stuff you see in the breaks there. The triple X, the way the pages are numbered throughout. And then there is the illustration of the dolls built in there. But fantastic work. A fantastic story. Spoiler alert. A fantastic story. I must have missed that one on the lettered. I forgot to show you that. But a fantastic story. A surprise. I really dug this one. And I don't know why it would be a surprise, but I really did. And I strongly recommend you go get yourself a copy and bundle up when it comes to Rapture Publishing. Go get signed up for whatever you can get. There's not a dud in the bunch. These chapbooks are fun. They're fun, quick, easy reads. They're good things to have in the collection, additions to the collection, and I love every one of them. With that being said, I can think of no more lies to tell, so thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. Say la vie, baby. Cheers, Mitch. Doo-doo.
Here, Randy, I knocked your burger. Here, sorry, here. Have another one. Sorry about that. Bubbles! Frick off!